So you mentioned earlier that you had people interested in investing in Fingal. Did you have to go out and pitch it, or were you looking for investors, or did they just miraculously show up on your door step?
Um, well, it's not. So in terms of the freelancers we had, of course they invested most into Fingal. I think what really worked for me is that I um, I also taught myself programming in Unity, a 3D engine, game engine, and in that I can make whatever I want. So I can make any idea I have in a matter of hours, and that's not a joke. So it's really cool to actually see what you have in mind working on, for instance, the iPad or a PC or whatever. So first I had that, and then I would show to people and would have people play it, and and that is of course what convinces anyone that a game is good or not because you can already play it. Um, so in terms of all the freelancers, that's how we convince them. The investors we have, um, those are I don't really want to say who they are, but um, of course we had to reach out to them. It's not as easy as they just come to you, and the kind of deal you make is of course also difficult.
So when shopping around for investors and or other types of investments that could be contributed to your game, some may be as awesome as people offering free artwork. Others might be as sinister as saying, "Hey, we'll give you 10 grand to make this game, but by the way, we own your company." Is there kind of do you have any suggestions or words of advice for evaluating, a good investment to take, or when to just leave and just not accept the deal that's on the table?
Right. So I think I was lucky to some extent that before Fingal and before we started the company, we made that game on the Microsoft Surface table. That was also kind of there was a party that was trying to acquire the game, so we had to think about that a lot, and that really helped for us. What I think about like freelancers wanting to put a lot of work in it, or investors trying to like take big parts of your company, yeah, you just have to think about what are they actually adding, and what is the skills, what is the extra resources they're putting into your company, and is that really worth half of your company or half of the game. Um, so yeah, it's really like taking away all the enthusiasm that you have about that of this person coming to you, or he putting so much money or whatever, putting that aside and look at it from a very rational perspective. That's actually the only advice I can give on that, because it seemed really obvious to us to do all these things. And of course there's been lots of discussion about, is 3% enough, or isn't that already too much because we're putting so much work in there. I'm not saying that we actually had the 3% discussion, but yeah, you have to. It's really good to at least discuss it with someone,